Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Lehigh Sports Broadcasting Club. My name is Jake Welch. I'm going to be joined today by Eric Rodriguez, and we are here in South Bethlehem to give you the second ever meeting between the Sacred Heart Pioneers and your Lehigh Mountain Hawks. Lehigh is coming off a ranked win last week over the newest Patriot League team, the Richmond Spiders. Lehigh won 21-14 through their potent rushing offense that we were used to seeing last year. Sacred Heart and Lehigh have met one other time back in 2019, where the Mountain Hawks fell to the Pioneers 13-6. What are you looking forward to see today, Eric, from Lehigh to reverse that game?
As you mentioned last week, not their best offensive performance, two interceptions in the air game, but on the ground they were phenomenal. 161 yards, led by Jaden Green, who had 88 yards on 13 rushes, averages 7 yards per carry, and he had two touchdowns actually last game, one receiving, one rushing. So he's going to be the key part for this Lehigh offense. And defensively, they had a great game as well.
Absolutely.
Stopping Richmond in that very, very close game. So look for this defense to keep it up, and hopefully that Lehigh passing offense can change their ways.
Yeah, even all throughout last year, one of Lehigh's main issues, despite their Patriot League winning season, was the turnovers. They ended up negative in their turnover margin throughout all the season last year, and that's the one thing that's going to kill a football team. It just completely destroys any possessions because you just lose the ball and you can't keep playing. So if Lehigh wants to keep winning these games, they got to make sure they stay on the right side of the turnover margin. Sacred Heart lost last week against the team that they played. They lost 13-6, I believe the score was. Very low scoring game. They didn't even score a touchdown. They got two field goals in the game. They were leading for a little bit before they ended up falling. It was a rough game for Sacred Heart. They also, like Lehigh, have mostly rushing offense. Um, their passing offense is not as good as Lehigh's is, despite Lehigh's strength being the rushing.
Yeah, this one's going to be a tough one for Sacred Heart facing number 11 ranked Lehigh, especially on the road.
Yeah, Sacred Heart finished 5-6 last year. They are an independent team. They aren't with any conference, so they didn't get to do any conference play. Not fully sure how that works actually, being an independent team, but they didn't do too well last year either. Out of all eight Patriot League teams, Lehigh was one of two to win last week. So we are currently sitting atop the Patriot League, the only one who's actually played a Patriot League match against Richmond, the newest team in the Patriot League, which is very exciting because Richmond's a very good team. They've been ranked last year. We played them in the playoffs last year. So that was exciting to be able to get a Patriot League like pre-show, I guess, to this year as we get ready for the Lehigh football team to take the field.
And to have Eddie win in week one, whether it's against a conference team or a non-conference team, getting off to a good start, no matter how bad you played, getting off to that strong start, starting off 1-0 is huge. And Lehigh actually looks to go 2-0 for the first time in 12 years, which is going to be a big accomplishment for them. So let's see if they can get the job done here against Sacred Heart at Goodman Field.
Yeah, any week one win is just really big, especially when you have a young quarterback like Hayden Johnson. He's a sophomore now going into his second year, but he didn't start all the games last year, and now he is the number one guy here for Lehigh, not going to be sharing time anymore. So Hayden Johnson getting that win under his belt as like the week one leader for this team is really big for his confidence as well. So now Coach Cahill is going into his third season here, leading the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. First season they finished just 4-9, and now going back to nine. Actually, I believe it was 2-9, going down to a 9-4 season, including the playoffs with those extra games. It's one of the biggest turnarounds that we had in all of FCS football last year. So it was really impressive to see Coach Cahill be able to do that in his second year, and now starting off with a win too this season.
And the coach is always the cornerstone for a team. He's where all the energy comes from. That's where you get all the energy and the grit and the fierceness that a team brings, that comes all from the coach. So Coach Cahill, as you mentioned, doing a great job turning this program around, getting them back on top of the Patriot League, winning the title last year, and looking to do the same this year, with one of their strongest starts in over a decade.
And the Lehigh football team is now taking the field, led by Clutch as always, our favorite mascot.
That's got to be a great feeling running out of the tunnel, full gear, beginning of the season in front of the home crowd.
Nice to see the student section actually with a decent number of people in it too. They are doing a bit of a whiteout game today. That was the goal. It doesn't look like most of the crowd followed suit, but that was the plan.
As long as they're showing up, that's all that matters.
Absolutely. Good amount of Sacred Heart fans too here on our side. Just 4 minutes now to kick off.
Sacred Heart squad now marching on to the field together. Hear a little bit of appraisal from their side.
Where is Sacred Heart?
I believe it is in Connecticut.
They travel pretty well. Captain's about to head out for the coin toss. So Lehigh doesn't do traditional captains. They do what's called a leadership committee. So they elect 15 players at the start of the season to be the leaders for the team, and that leadership committee will elect one player to be the team captain for the week, based on how they did in practice and last week, and just their overall rep with the team. So it'll be interesting to see who they end up sending out for the coin toss this week.
That's interesting. I
Mhm.
don't think I've ever heard of.
Yeah, it was one of the things Coach Cahill implemented when he came over here. He didn't believe in the whole traditional captains thing. He wanted it to be the player's choice, everyone to decide together who deserves it.
I like that coaches don't like to single guys out and put guys, on the spot. Sometimes electing a captain could cause controversy within the locker room. So smart, it's a good decision there by Coach Cahill.
Aaron Crossley's the captain today. He is the third string running back, I believe, for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks.
It's got to be another awesome feeling to be out there for the center stage for the coin toss.
Oh, absolutely. Sacred Heart will make the call. So Lehigh has won the toss and will be deferring. So Sacred Heart will start with the ball here in just a minute. Was I wasn't aware of that. New tradition that they're doing here at Lehigh is they're having people ring a bell before every home game, and it's the leaders of the student section group who they have out there today who called for the whiteout that isn't super white, but they tried, and I respect them for that.
Another special thing about Lehigh is all their traditions, and not only just the old ones, but the new ones that they're starting to
Absolutely.
form.
So many traditions here in good old South Bethlehem. And now we are here at Gooden Stadium as the teams start to take the field. A couple seconds away from kickoff. Connor Poole's on to kickoff for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks as he has been. Back to return for the Pioneers is Dean Hangley and Curtis Whiting. Mountain Hawks are ready, and we are set to start here. Kicks not very deep, shallow field around the 10-yard line by Whiting. Whiting out to the 20 now. A lot of space, and he's going to end up taking it. There's no one there, and he's going to have an opening possession touchdown. He's made it all the way down the field, and that is a touchdown on the first play of the game by Connor Whiting. Great start for the Sacred Heart. He wasn't even touched.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe that also happened last week against Richmond. Something similar, a 90-yard kick return that led to a touchdown in favor of the Spiders. So that special teams has not been doing a great job so far. Just 2 games into the season, they've already given up 2 kickoff touchdowns.
Very, very poor coverage by the special teams there. He just completely ran down the sideline. No one was really even close to tackling him. So now here to kick the extra point for Sacred Heart is Matt Kling.
As they say, though, it isn't how you start, it's how you finish. So
Absolutely. It's a lot of football left to be played.
got to look past this if you're Lehigh. But you can't start off like that, and you can't have that 2 weeks straight of kickoff returns.
Yeah, coaches definitely aren't pleased with this. Before you even make a single play, there's already points on the board. The snap and the kick. It is good. So that is a quick start for the Sacred Heart Pioneers. 7-0 before we even play a single snap. And it looks like we're running straight into a media timeout. So we will be back in just a minute.
Oh, sorry, folks. We've been muted the whole time. But in case you missed it, it was a 28-yard run by Luke Yoder.
Yeah, it was quite the drive by Yoder. Yoder was able to get through a lot of broken tackles, and it was a quick answer for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks on a very dominant drive going down the field.
Listen, it's still early in the season for the players. It's early in the season for us here in the booth.
Hey, we'll get you the rest of the game. We
Yeah.
still got 11 minutes. We missed maybe 2 of them.
We'll limit the mistakes.
So now kicking off for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks again will be Connor Poole. I assume this special teams unit has just gotten an earful from the coach, and they will be looking to do better this time.
They need a wake-up call here.
Absolutely. Can't have another big return. We got Chuck Webb and Dean Hangy back to return. Here's the kick from Poole. This one is short again. Fair caught around the 20. Very short kick.
Interested to see what's going on here. There was a short kick last time, and they go even shorter this time after giving up the touchdown. Maybe they don't want the speedy backs to have another chance at a return, but
Yeah, it's interesting. So Sacred Heart will now be starting at their own 25-yard line. Sacred Heart offense will be led by quarterback John Mikulski. And for some reason, the previous play is now under review. I wonder what the refs could be reviewing here.
I didn't see anything unless I don't think you can review penalties, can you? Or
I don't think so. I don't think you can call a penalty after a play.
I'm intrigued to see what the
I mean, he pretty clearly fair caught it.
yeah. Unless maybe isn't it if you fair catch it before the 20, that's where it starts at the 25? Maybe they think he caught it after the
Oh,
20.
I guess they're checking the spot where he caught
Yeah.
it.
If I had to guess.
Looks like they're putting the ball back down on 25. Here's our answer from the ref. Okay, the ruling is upheld, whatever it was. Referee Henry Wingberg let us know. And now Sacred Heart will get the ball for the first time on their offense's hands. Quarterback John Mikulski in the backfield. Mikulski takes a snap, looking for the far side. Quick pass down, and it is caught for a 5-yard gain before he's swarmed by a bunch of Lehigh defenders. That was caught by number 17, Peyton Rhodes, the graduate student from the Pioneers.
Mikulski looking for his first passing touchdown of the season. He was 11 for 21 in their last outing with 119 yards, but couldn't get into the end zone.
Mikulski takes a snap. It's a handoff down the middle this time. There's not a whole lot there. Wrapped up very quickly by Lehigh. Great tackle by Tyler Ochowski. Webb gained maybe a yard before being brought down. And now here's a third down. A lot of motion on here for the Pioneers before Mikulski takes the snap. It's another handoff at the inside. Looks like he's able to get the first down just barely. That was Webb once again up the middle. So now it will be first down for the Pioneers on their own 36-yard line. Mikulski in the shotgun. Motion. Takes a snap. Fakes the handoff and a quick pass down on the curl route to the big tight end. That was Jimmy Casey, the junior. Gain of about 6 yards.
Looks like Sacred Heart's just going to rock with the short game. Put it on the ground, get a few yards, do a little out route to your tight end. Slow and steadily break down this Lehigh defense.
Kolsky takes a snap. It's going to be a QB keeper this time. And he was wrapped up very quickly again before being brought down. Mountain Hawks defense seems to be all over these short run plays.
We got another hurt Pioneer on the field.
That's the tight end once again, Casey, who's down. They're going to take a minute to check him out, make sure he's doing all right. Nine minutes and 14 seconds left to play here in this game. Tied 7-7 after the opening kickoff touchdown. And then the quick return by the Lehigh Mountain Hawks to add another 7 points on the board. And that left us with the tie game here right now. Set to resume here at Goodman Stadium. 3rd and 5 here. PA announcers hyping up the crowd.
Crucial play for the Lehigh defense. If they can get that ball back and have another offensive position the way they did, they're going to be set for the rest of this matchup.
Lehigh showing blitz before backing off. Kolsky takes the snap. It's low. Quick pass to the far side, and it is incomplete. Thrown behind him, not able to get anything there. And it will move quickly to 4th down. Pass was way behind him. Didn't really have a chance to catch that one on the quick slant route. So now the Pioneers will be forced to punt.
Mountain Hawks have 2 guys back to receive here on the punt. Don't see that much.
Here's the punt by Spadoni. This one is pretty good. Fielded around the 10. Not much there either. Not able to go anywhere. Lehigh will start with the ball at the 10. Not the best return by Jeffrey Jamiel. So now Lehigh will take over with the ball at their own 10-yard line, 90 yards to go. We got both Yoder and Jaden Green back there with Hayden Johnson in the backfield. 3 receivers as well. Oh, almost jumped off sides there before the handoff is given to Jaden Green. Not much there this time. It gained about 2 yards before he's brought down. If they snapped it a second earlier, they would have got a quick offsides penalty from the jumping Sacred Heart defender. Green stays on the field. Motion from the tight end. Fakes it to Green. Now rolling out to the far side is Johnson. Johnson now with the deep pass. That is caught. A gain of about 20 yards down to the 45-yard line. What a play by the Mountain Hawks there. That was caught by Mason Humphrey, the tall receiver.
Great read there by the sophomore Johnson. Humphrey, a big target out there too, a tall, lanky wide receiver. and he just threw it up there. Nobody behind him. Good job to get behind the defense. Throw was a little too high, though, so he was a little off balance. Couldn't really get downfield.
Yeah, Lehigh's been breaking him down with the run. They break out the long pass play, and Sacred Heart was not ready for it.
Another player just almost jumped off sides there.
Quick screen pass this time to Humphrey. Humphrey is able to find some space and before being brought down after the gain of about 8 yards. So now it will be 2nd and 4 for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks, just past the 50-yard line. 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. Johnson with Green to his left. Fakes it to Green, now dropping back, looking deep this time, and it is intercepted. Not a good pass. Oh, fumbled too. Sacred Heart is able to recover the fumble. Oh, Lehigh say it's their ball.
Lehigh might have got on top of that.
Very chaotic play here. The interception right into the fumble. We'll see what ends up getting called. No one seems to be signaling anything. Lehigh's sidelines excited. Wait for the call for the ref. It is Mountain Hawks football. Wow, first down. So somehow in that interception, Lehigh is able to gain yards and get a first down.
Damian Jacobs had the interception. It was a good read there by Johnson. He had an open receiver, but he threw it too low, which gave Jacobs a chance to intercept it. If he would have thrown that a little higher, let him more downfield, they would have had a nice completion. Either way, they still have the ball, but you got to clean up those mistakes early in the game.
Yeah, very lucky to still have the ball right now. The defensive backs aren't used to carrying the football around. Oh, quick motion. Moved a little too fast for the Mountain Hawks. That will be a false start. So the mistakes continue here on this drive.
I was just about to say that Lehigh, despite their special team struggles, have had great success offensively and defensively, but now the offense little shaky so far.
It was just a little bit early. They were snapping the ball, and the whole left side of the line seemed to just jump early.
If you're Lehigh, you can't fall behind against a team like Sacred Heart. You have to keep your foot on the pedal at all costs. Every play matters.
1st and 15 here for Johnson. Takes a snap, hands it off to Green. Green able to find some space again, and he's on the far side of the field after gaining about probably 13 yards there. Good run from Jaden Green. Oh, looks like he stepped out a little bit early. They only give him 8 yards on the play.
Gotta wonder if they're just gonna keep it on the ground here.
Here's a snap. McCulloch's on the field instead. He able to get a quick wheel out to Yoder. Yoder found some open space before being brought down. He will get the first down. Whoa, very late tackle there.
It seemed like Yoder went down early, but he popped right back up. There was no whistle.
Interesting. Seemed like most of the Sacred Heart defenders assumed he was down.
That's when coach says just play the whistle. So
absolutely
can't blame Sacred Heart for waiting, making sure.
And now it will be a first down after the quick wheel pass from Matt McCulloch. Hayden Johnson is back on the field. First down from the Pioneers' 35-yard line. Here's the snap. Hand off to Yoder. Looking to the left side, and he's bounced it out to the outside, and he has some space there as well before being knocked out of bounds hard.
You heard that one from all the way up here. I think you might have heard that one from Asa Packer.
It was a big gain, though. 2nd down and 1. So they got a play to burn here. Yoder runs to the sideline, needs a minute after that hit. That's a good thing. The backs are able to take a break, having two potent ones with Jaden Green and Luke Yoder. This time, hand off to Yoder, or Green rather, on the far side, and there's not much there. He's slow to get up.
Yeah, he got the way he was tackled there. He was in a bit of a odd position. A little shaken up there as he's heading back. Yoder will be back in.
3rd and 1 this time. We'll try it again. Just over 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Sacred Heart showing blitz, and it looks like a false start. One of the linemen jumped up too soon. That's a killer right there.
This is just not a strong outing here by the Lehigh offense. You cannot have these mistakes. The interception, the 2 penalties.
So now we're turning that 3rd and 1 into a 3rd and 6.
Again, it's early in the early in the game, early in the season against a non-conference rival. I mean, against a non-conference team, but you got to build good habits early.
Johnson takes a snap, dropping back, looking to the outside. Able quick wheel route to Yoder. Yoder's finds some space, but gets brought down before the line. So it will be 4th down for the Mountain Hawks. Interesting to see what they do here on the 29-yard line. Looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. So Lehigh will be going for it here. They don't have much trust in Garrido to get this kick done, I guess.
That was a nice tackle there by Tyler Jameson on Sacred Heart. Big stop and one-on-one with Yoder, who from what we've seen, has been really unstoppable, but he gets taken down there. And now a crucial 4th down play for the Mount Hawks.
Oh.
What is going on?
Yet another false start on this drive.
Coach Cahill cannot be happy with the abundant mistakes made by his Mountain Hawks. And they're going to keep the offense out there, too.
That's surprising. I thought they'd definitely kick it after that. So it will be 4th and 8 this time. Johnson with Jaden Green to his right. Takes the snap, looking downfield. Going deep for the end zone, and it looks like it was caught but out of bounds.
He might have bobbled it, too. Good effort, though, by Humphrey.
Yeah, pass was intended for Humphrey. Knocked out of bounds, and it will now be the Pioneers football after that unfortunate drive from the Mountain Hawks with a lot of mistakes.
Coach Cahill's going to have his whole squad out there on the field, giving them a nice message to wake up here early in the game.
We're going to move to a media timeout here. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back here to Goodman Stadium. We got Lehigh University playing against Sacred Heart. Tie game right now with 1 minute and 40 seconds left to play in this first quarter. It will be Sacred Heart with the ball from their own 34-yard line after the turnover on downs. Here's the snap. Dropping back and looking to pass, and it is incomplete. Pass was just too high for the receiver.
Nearly a costly play there for Lehigh.
Pass was intended for Palmieri. If he caught that, there was no one behind him. He would have taken that most of the way.
Aiden Singleton fell down on the coverage, lost his footing. Pass was just too high, though. Lehigh gets fortunate there.
Mikulski takes the snap. Handoff on the inside to Webb. Not much there. Brought down quickly after a gain of about a yard. So now we've got a 3rd and 8 here. 3 and out for the Mountain Hawks could be really big. Get the ball back after that unfortunate drive. Mikulski in the shotgun, trips on the close side. Mikulski dropping back. Looking close. He's looking deep this time, and that was very good defense. Almost picked. But it will be incomplete.
That was great defense there by the Mountain Hawks. Throwing that one into double coverage. Very risky pass. As you said, almost picked, but that's a great way for the defense to respond. The defense is working their butts off right now, stopping Sacred Heart's offense, doing everything they can to get the Mountain Hawk offense back onto the field. So they have to they got to keep this up, and both the special teams and the offense for the Mountain Hawks have to keep it going.
Here's the punt. This one's not as long as the last one. Will be fielded cleanly. With some space, too. Big return here for Green. Jaden Green on the close side of the field with about a 30-yard return. Able to bring it across midfield. What a return by Jaden Green. So now Lehigh's in great position to match. Put a couple points on the boards here. 1st and 10 from the Sacred Heart 42-yard line. 43 looks like we'll end up spot it. Green stays on the field with Hayden Johnson. It's a QB keeper this time. Johnson able to bounce it out to the right side and find some space. Breaks a few tackles and gains about 11 yards. Good run by Johnson. He's not known for using his feet very often, but he can do it. And that will be a 1st down. Looks like it will bring us to the end of the first quarter here as Lehigh football starts to walk off the field. What do you see in this first quarter here?
Just too many mistakes here from the Mountain Hawks. I think they would have a much bigger lead, a much more comfortable lead if they just limited those mistakes. The turnover, the kickoff to start the game was a bad blunder, and also too many penalties offensively. If they can clean this up, they should be able to pull away easily with a nice victory.
Yeah, I think just from this first quarter, it's pretty clear that Lehigh is the better football team. They've just been grinding them out on offense. A lot of big plays too, and the defense has been excellent. They haven't given up any points yet. The only points Sacred Hearts have from that opening kickoff. So defense has played really well. Offense has played pretty well, but they've made mistakes. So if you limit those mistakes, this game looks very different. So we'll be back in a couple minutes to bring you the second quarter. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back to South Bethlehem here for the second quarter of Lehigh Mountain Hawks playing against the Sacred Heart Pioneers. Lehigh has the ball on the Sacred Heart 31-yard line. After a very interesting first quarter that should not be a tied game, Lehigh has seemed to outplay Sacred Heart in most metrics outside of the penalties and the one kickoff return.
It's those penalties that kill a team, and as you said, this game should not be tied as we get a defense gets a little jumpy there. They've been jumpy all game, just Lehigh hasn't been able to catch them off sides, but
This time he jumped straight into the line. You
Yeah.
can't do anything about that one.
as you read the numbers, 4 rushes for Sacred Heart. We talked about how good this defense was for Lehigh. Only 4 rushes and only 5 yards. As well as they only have 1 first down offensively. And their only points come off of that kick return. So the defense has been doing great. They have to pick up the offense.
Yeah, nothing has been there offensively for Sacred Heart in this game as Hayden Johnson will take the snap. Quick handoff to Green. Green able to find a lot of space and able to break. Oh, just barely get the tackle down, and he gets a gain of about 20 yards. Great run by Green. Tons of space.
Needed just a little bit more of a burst there to get past the defender. But either way, it's a great run there by Green.
Great blocking by the line, too. There was so much space for him. He didn't really have to think very much. He just ran straight forward. So now Lehigh will have the ball. First and goal from their 10-yard line. Hayden Johnson, Luke Yoder to his right. Green in motion. It's a quick jet screen to him, and he is able to get into the end zone for the touchdown. Great run by Jaden Green on the jet sweep. And there was nothing Sacred Heart could really do there.
I was just about to say, Jaden Green a little quiet today compared to what we saw last week. Only had 4 touches, but he gets number 5 and number 6 right there. And marches right into the end zone. They're getting him involved now.
It's just a rushing explosion so far here for the Mountain Hawks. Both Yoder and Green have the 2 touchdowns.
It for sure helps when you have a deadly duo with like those 2.
Absolutely. And now here's the kick from Garrido to add on an extra point. It is up, and it is good. So Lehigh will take the lead at the start of the second quarter here, 14-7. Following a very quick drive. And we'll have a media timeout here, too. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back to Goodman Stadium here. After the quick rushing touchdown by Jaden Green, Lehigh has taken the lead 14-7, and they will kick off the ball to Sacred Heart. What did you see on that drive here from the Mountain Hawks?
They limited the mistakes finally. It was a short drive for them, but they finally got Green to get involved in the offense. So it was good to see that this running back duo is going to be unstoppable for the rest of the game. But as long as the O-line can limit the mistakes, and as long as when they throw the ball, you can't turn it over.
Very short kickoff here this time again. Fair caught right in front of the 20. Looks like that seems to be the strategy.
It seems like they're a little nervous and scared about their history with the special teams plays, so they're not going to take any chances, and you shouldn't. Maybe if they get a bigger lead later in the game, they'll start to experiment a little bit.
I can definitely tell what the focus of practices this week is going to be, though, for the Mountain Hawks. Now we have Mikulski back for Sacred Heart, looking to take over and add some points. Quick handoff up the inside. Once again, nothing there. Just a gain of about a yard. Sacred Heart still not able to get the rushing game going whatsoever. This defensive line for Lehigh has been excellent thus far.
Only one first down for the Pioneers, and they only average 4 plays per drive.
Mikulski on the quick out route, able to get a completion for a gain of about 6. So we'll be third down. Defended pretty well.
Interesting to see what you do here. You're about a yard or two short, but your run game has been stuffed by this Lehigh defense. So, but you also don't want to they've had some risky passes too. Lehigh could have had 2 interceptions so far. So, interesting to see what they'll draw up here on third.
Mikulski with motion to the far side. Trips, he's looking for it, and now he will run, take it himself, and able to get the first down too. He's barely ran ahead, as it looks like the receiver's getting into it with one of the linebackers. A little bit of pushing after the play.
I've seen a few chippy plays so far. I just saw 2 of the linemen that I was watching were going at it a little bit.
A little bit of emotion on the field, as we have just under 13 minutes to play in this half. Mikulski in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and quick pass to the outside. It is complete before being brought down and a very violent tackle. Clock will remain running after a gain of 7 yards. It was a nice play by that graduate student for Sacred Heart, Peyton Rhodes, on the outside.
Had a nice route on Ignatius Williams, who lost his footing there again, which was created space for the Pioneer receiver.
It looks like Mikulski was actually taken off the field. They have their backup, John Snyder, in and at quarterback who made that completion. Snyder, the sophomore, takes the snap, hands off to the inside, and this time they're able to gain some yards for the first time here. That was running back Chris Whiting.
A late flag comes in.
Wonder what this call will be. We wait for the decision from the referee. So it'll be an illegal blindside block. So the one positive rushing play they have will be brought back. And that's a very costly mistake. Reverses the first down. That'll bring us to 2nd and 12. Snyder stays on the field and in place of Mikulski. Mikulski is on the sideline, looks ready to go in. Snyder dropping back. Able to get a quick screen pass off to Whiting again. Whiting finds some space and is brought down. A lot of space there on that screen pass. Gain of about 15 yards for the first down.
I was just about to say that's the first blunder we've seen by this Mount Hawk defense.
Yeah, they waited very long for the screen, and I think he was able to develop pretty well there. Snyder, hands off again this time, nothing there. He looks like he slipped before he got to the line.
Well, that'll sum up how this running game has been for Sacred Heart.
Absolutely.
Looking at the numbers here, Lehigh has 4 more attempts, but almost over 100 yards. They have 112. Sacred Heart only 17 on 7 carries, averaging 2.4 per rush. So definitely not a good day for their rushing game.
That is not going to win you a football game. Definitely need to do better if they're looking to keep their offense moving down the field as Snyder takes the snap. Dropping back, looking downfield, and looks like he's able to escape a sack. Now scrambling out to the far side and gains about 10 yards in the scramble. Great run by Snyder after the pocket collapsed.
That play had trouble written all over it for Sacred Heart. Looked like it was going to be a huge stop there by the defense once again. But Snyder doing a great job so far, keeping his composure and leading this offense down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they've been much more successful with Snyder here. Oh, as the snap goes over his head and back, and Snyder will be forced to fall on it to keep the ball. Looks like they'll lose 15 yards there after the errant snap.
Just as we were talking about the success that they're having when we get a play like that. And it looks like the natural grass out there looks a little slippery. We've seen a lot
It
of
might be,
players
yeah.
on both sides losing their footing. Snyder lost it there. He almost didn't recover that botched snap.
Yeah, he had to dive on it. Now we'll have 2nd and 21 for Sacred Heart. Looking far side is Snyder. Snyder now running before being brought down. I don't know if he got past the line of scrimmage there. That might count as a sack for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. So now it will be 3rd and 21. Can't give this one up if you're the Mountain Hawks. Just past the 50-yard line. Snyder in the shotgun once again. Takes the snap, dropping back, looking close side, now looking far. Not much there, scrambling to the close side. Now he's running. He brings it down and tries to break a tackle, but there's not a whole lot there. He gains around 8 yards, but it's not going to be enough. Looks like they are putting the special teams unit out yet. I'm not sure if it looks like a punt. Yeah, they're going to be punting.
That would be a 51-yarder.
That'd be a long one.
That's a bomb from at the college level.
So they're going to need a short punt here.
I like the pressure that the defensive line there by the Lehigh was giving Snyder. Really didn't have much time to look anywhere downfield.
Punt from Spatoni is deep. Looks like it will go in just short of the end zone. Really bad bounce for Lehigh. And it will be down by Sacred Heart at about the 6-yard line. So Lehigh has their work cut out for them on this drive. 8 minutes to play in this half. Starting from their own 6-yard line. And we will move to a media timeout and be back in just a few minutes. Welcome back here to South Bethlehem here for Lehigh versus Sacred Heart. Lehigh currently leading 14-7 with the ball at their own 6-yard line, so they got their work cut out for them on this drive. Johnson takes the snap, hands off to Yoder. Yoder looking to bounce to the far side and able to gain a good amount. A lot of space there after the bounce outside, and he gains around 7 yards.
It's the fourth attempt there by Yoder, who's averaging 18 yards per carry. His longest being 28. That came back in the first.
Yeah, Yoder's few runs have been very, very fruitful, and looks like they'll fake a handoff to him again. Now looking deep is Johnson. Johnson, deep pass, and that is caught. Makes a move, and he's still going before being brought down by 2 of the Sacred Heart defenders. That was Jeffrey Jamiel on the deep pass. He was wide open down there. 7 minutes to play as Lehigh is able to get out of the hole of their own end zone.
They need more of that from Johnson. That's a great look. He's had receivers downfield open. They're just tearing apart this Sacred Heart defense.
1st and 10 from their own 43. Hands off to Yoder. Yoder looking for the left. Able to push through a few guys and get down for about a gain of 7. Yoder is a very physical back compared to Green, just from what we can see in this game. Yoder's not afraid of the contact at all and will run straight into it. Despite just being 5'11".
With all the contact he's had, you wouldn't expect him to have this many yards early in the game. He's already at 50.
6 minutes to play in the half. Johnson in the shotgun as he has been. Takes the snap, quick screen pass to the outside. That's Jamiel once again. Jamiel makes a man miss and keeps going down for the first down. Just down to the 45-yard line. Good run after the pass from Jamiel.
Sorry, I made a mistake there. He has 68 rushing yards, 50 receiving yards. That's I'm sorry, 8 receiving yards. That's Yoder.
That's good for another Lehigh. Stand.
They continue just marching down the field, these short plays.
First down from the 45. Oh, snaps muffed and flags are thrown. Wonder what the flag was for here. Looks like they have a false start. Yet another mistake from the Lehigh offense.
That one might go in their favor, though. The snap was muffed.
Yeah.
That could have went poorly.
Sky starts to darken as clouds move through.
Was there rain in the forecast?
There was rain on the forecast. I'm not sure. It wasn't a low chance, so I'm not sure if it's going to end up raining.
It says 4 p.m. There should be
Okay.
30% chance.
Hand off to Yoder, and Yoder has a lot of space on the far side. He's able to get to the sideline and run down the field. He makes big hit as well on the far side. Actually, that was Crossley, the third string running back. And it will be brought back after another holding penalty. The Lehigh offense has just been making mistake after mistake. So that big play by Crossley is completely nullified. Ref's talking about something right now. Not quite sure what it is. Seems to be some confusion on the field as they make sure they get this call right.
Some unhappy fans here on the Sacred Heart side, at least.
Not pleased with whatever the refs seem to be doing right now. There are 5 minutes still in this half. Clock is not running. Not. I have no clue what's happening.
It's the second time we've had this some sort of delay by the refs.
They're moving the ball back.
Wow.
What was that for? Did they spot it wrong? Yeah, I guess they did. Because there was the false start and then the holding. So it should be 20 yards back, right?
Well, no, now they're only 15 yards
Oh,
back.
yeah.
So
Oh, it should be 15, right? I did math wrong. Johnson dropping back in the shotgun, looking deep, able to get a quick drop check down and breaks a tackle as well. Able a quick gain before being brought down, fighting on his way down. That was the big receiver, Matt Davino. Sophomore for the Mountain Hawks.
they're not doing crazy plays here. They're not really looking deep, but it's what they do after the completion that's been the big factor here. They're getting downfield, breaking tackles, and even after contact, they're still gaining another 2 to 3 yards, which is huge for an offense.
Yeah, this Mountain Hawk team's really just fighting for every single yard that they're getting. And that's why they've been able to gain so many. Johnson takes the snap, hands off to Green. Green looking on the close side, not much there. Well defended by Sacred Heart, but he still fights for an extra yard or two at the end of the play. A little bit of shoving on the sideline here from Sacred Heart as Lehigh players get pushed in. So now it'll be 3rd and 9 after the 1st and 25. Looks like they'll actually give him 3rd and 7. Johnson with Green to his right. 4 receivers on the field. Johnson takes the snap. He's dropping back. Is scrambled all over. Nothing there. Defense just completely swarmed him. He had maybe a second to throw before being collapsed on.
That's the first time we've seen a big pressure there by Sacred Heart, which was a great defensive drive for them, but a bad, undisciplined drive by Lehigh, and that's killing them.
So now Lehigh will be forced to punt.
Looks like got some precipitation coming down. I've seen
Yeah.
a few drops.
Just a little bit of rain starting right now. Really lucky that we're inside today.
Yeah.
Usually we broadcast these football games outside on a table, but we were lucky enough to get a booth, and so we're sitting inside. As Connor Poole will kick it off, waits for a second, and the kickoff is way over his head, and it will be down on the 2-yard line. Great work by the Lehigh Special Teams unit this time. Haven't been used to that. Looks like it was down by Mason Humphrey. So now with 2 minutes and 28 seconds left to play, it will be Sacred Heart football when we come back after this media timeout. So we are back here in South Bethlehem. Current score is 14-7. Your Lehigh Mountain Hawks are leading. And now Sacred Heart has a little bit of time to make a long drive here. 2 minutes and 28 seconds on the clock. And they are on their own 4-yard line. So it'll be very, very good if they're able to put some points up on the board right now. Still completely unsuccessful on offense. And that snap, it will be handed off to the inside. Once again, wrapped up by the Mountain Hawks defense. Nothing there.
So obviously right now they're forced to run the ball, but you got to wonder as this rain comes down and it's going to get harder and harder to throw, how are they going to go about it? Because their rushing game hasn't been great at all, and this defense has been really, really hard to get by on the ground. So things aren't really looking good for Sacred Heart.
So now we have the 2-minute warning here as both teams will huddle up. Sacred Heart, really, really rough numbers on the offense. What are we at right now for rushing yards for Sacred Heart? 20? Something like that?
Let's pull it up here. Sacred Heart has 26 rushing yards on 13 carries.
So just 2 yards per carry is really rough for Sacred Heart, not able to get anything going. And I think most of those carries end up just being 1 or 0 yard gains. And they have maybe like 1 or 2 5-yard gains. But other than that,
Yeah, they're only averaging 2 yards per carry, which is very, very hard.
you can't sustain an offense
Yeah.
running like that. Because Lehigh doesn't need to commit a lot to defending the run when they're running like this. They're able to focus on the pass, and which they have done pretty well. They've defended everything pretty well. Lehigh defense has looked awesome so far this game. Most of the mistakes that Lehigh has been making has been on the offensive side and special teams as well in that one play, but they've limited it since then. And that's why Lehigh currently is sitting ahead of the Pioneers. And we will wrap up the 2-minute warning. Both teams will run back onto the field.
This game is a lot closer than it should be, though. They should have a lot more than a 7-point deficit.
Absolutely. Lehigh has just without a doubt been the better team.
Sacred Heart should be scoreless, too.
Yes.
You got to remember, though, the opening kickoff return, unacceptable.
And Lehigh should at least have another field goal on the board.
Yes.
Just from the offensive mistakes with the penalties. Not necessarily like a touchdown, but they should at least have a field goal from one of those 2 punts.
And the rain's starting to pick up now.
Some of the fans are starting to seek cover as umbrellas start popping up as well. Looks like they still got Snyder on the field. Snyder hands it off this time. Finds a little bit of space, but still a gain of about 2 yards. So it'll move to 3rd down, 3rd and 7 for the Pioneers from their own 6.
Along with the fans, I'd like this rain to stop, too, just because we had to close the window, and now it's very humid in here.
Yeah, it's very humid. It's also very quiet. We can't really hear the field anymore. Looks like there was a timeout called by Lehigh, actually. Lehigh called a timeout, so I guess they're hoping to get the ball back and add a couple points before the half ends. As the rain starts falling even harder now. Quick 30-second timeout, and we're back. Snyder remains on the field. I guess the Sacred Heart coach was a lot happier with how Snyder was moving the football last drive compared to how Mikulski was doing. Snyder in the shotgun. Takes a snap right in front of the end zone, drops back, looking downfield. Dodges a few defenders, and he's looking to scramble to the outside, and the pass is complete. Nice little toe tap by the receiver. That was Tegan Brown for Sacred Heart.
Not only that, but nice elusivity by Snyder to get out of the way of the pressure, which Lehigh again continuing that pressure. They've done a great job all day, not letting the quarterback have much time. Now we're gonna have a review.
Lehigh defender seemed very adamant that he was not inbounds. So it will be reviewed. They're going to check his feet, make sure he got that ball inbounds. And if he didn't, that's really big for Lehigh.
And it's still an impressive catch too.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
very big for Lehigh.
So we'll see what the result of this review will be. Can't imagine it taking too long. Seems like they've reviewed a few plays already. Don't do that very often in college. At least FCS college. Time of possession in this game has also favored Lehigh greatly. Just in the first quarter, they held the ball for 10 minutes compared to Sacred Heart just for 4. So Lehigh has really just been the dominant team, like on every single metric you look at. The one negative, like we've been saying for Lehigh, has been penalties. So that's why the score is as close it is. Just a one-score game with Sacred Heart still holding the ball as they continue to review this play. I always think it's funny to watch the reviews because the refs aren't looking at anything. It's the people up in the booths doing the reviews. So the refs are just staring at the ground as they listen to the decisions being made.
I do want to know what goes on though in those conversations as they're talking.
Absolutely. It'd be very interesting.
We gotta get a ref mic'd up one day.
That would be fun. Get to talk to the ref mid-game. This review is taking a little bit. Maybe it's closer than we thought. We didn't have the best view from the sideline here. Sacred Heart players were all around the sideline looking at that play. Minute 46 seconds still in this half as it started to slow down. Rain continues to fall. And looks like the decision was made. It has been changed to an incomplete pass. So it will be 4th down for Sacred Heart as they will be forced to punt from their own end zone.
Big time play there for Lehigh, and now they get great field advantage. Don't have much to go down the field with just a little under 2 minutes left, and they are in good range to get into a field goal position.
So now Lehigh will continue with their 2 back punt returners. That's Jeffrey Jamiel and Jaden Green.
If they could capitalize here offensively with just 2 minutes to go, and then they get the ball at half to add even more on to their lead, that would be very, very, very big for them.
Here's the punt from Spatoni. This one's very high, and it will be fielded by Jamiel. Jamiel takes it, looking to run to the far side. Able to find some space, gets a block from Green, and he's brought down from behind. Good tackle. Without that tackle, he might have made it pretty far. Tackle was made by Maximilius Mangeli.
We said we wanted them to get into field goal range. They're just around there. They only need a few more yards maybe to make it a little easier, but
Yeah, the senior Nick Garrido, the kicker for Lehigh, has been very good, actually. I think his furthest kick was around a 49-yarder last year.
So he's set up right now for a 43-yarder.
He has the leg. He can definitely do it, but obviously they have time. They could try to even get a touchdown here.
Yeah, you want to make it easy as possible, and you want to get as many points as possible.
Absolutely. So now Johnson will be in the shotgun to take the snap. Dropping back. Looking downfield. Scrambling now to the far side. Gets the pass out. Double coverage. Almost picked. Really dangerous pass there. As the route was cut underneath.
Bit forced there. Great job there by the safety, though, to move over and track that down.
Yeah, that was Ryan Palmieri who almost got the interception. Strong safety for Pioneers. It will be 2nd and 10. Minute and 30 left to play. Need to get at least a couple yards to make Garrido more comfortable with this kick.
You can't be risky, though, if you're Johnson. A big turnover here is very, very detrimental.
Johnson now dropping back, looking downfield. Has a ton of time. Now the rush gets to him. Still scrambling, running way back. And he will throw it away. Does get past the line of scrimmage. He ran a good 30 yards back before he threw that away.
Yeah, that wasn't looking too pretty there for Johnson. The O-line doing a great job, though. They gave him a lot of time. Nobody was open, though, downfield, so Johnson had no targets to look for.
Looked like he was slipping a bit while he was running, too. I was scared he was going to fall.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder what it's like playing on, natural grass,
Especially
as
in the
compared to
rain.
turf. Although they should be used to it because this is their home field.
Yep. Minute 19 seconds. Johnson takes the snap. Looking deep once again. Not a whole lot there. Gets a quick check down. And that will be caught and gained for the first down as well.
Great job there again by the O-lineman. 3 straight plays. They've given him a lot of time, not much pressure. This time he actually does get somebody that's got nobody around him.
Yeah, Mason Humphrey was able to find some open space after the long scramble. Now it will be Lehigh first down. Got out of bounds too, so it's a minute and 12 to play. Clock has stopped. Lehigh first down at the 20-yard line. Johnson in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Fakes a handoff, and he'll keep it himself. Johnson running up the midfield, and he makes a spin move, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown by Hayden Johnson. What a run.
Are you sure that was Hayden Johnson or was that Lamar Jackson out there?
It might have been. What a run by Johnson. Spun right around the tackling defender. Didn't even have a chance to get him. So now that's 3 different rushing touchdowns for Lehigh by 3 different players. And Garrido will now add the extra point with just a minute left in this half. The kick is up. And it is good once again. Garrido has been perfect so far. And now your Lehigh Mountain Hawks will lead the Sacred Heart Pioneers 21-7.
And that's the best possible outcome for the Mountain Hawks. Despite the only thing that could have been better for them was maybe they run a little bit more time off the clock, but still to come away with 7 there. And again, if you get a stop here with a minute, which shouldn't be too hard, but knock on wood, nothing's guaranteed. But if they come here scoreless, they get the ball back at half, have a chance to put it to a 21-point lead. They're sitting golden.
Absolutely. They're looking to put the game away here right as soon as they come out from halftime. So now Sacred Heart will get the ball off this kickoff. After the beautiful run by Johnson on the design QB keeper. Pool here on to kickoff. Have to imagine they're going short again. Pool's kick is up, and it is the same kick. Fielded at the exact same spot right around the 22-yard line. He's at that same spot every single time. After the first one.
Yeah.
So now it will be Sacred Heart football from their own 25-yard line. 1 minute to get down the field. Look to add some points before they run into the locker room for halftime. John Snyder will remain on the field. Snyder alone in the backfield. Takes a snap, looks far side, gets a quick pass off. It is complete. And he's brought down out of bounds after the gain of 5. That was the big receiver, Peyton Rhodes. Just over a minute to play. Snyder takes a snap. Kick handoff inside. Just short of the first down. That was Chris Whiting once again. Lehigh has called a timeout. I guess they're hoping to get the ball back.
I like that mindset.
I
but
like that.
It's going to be tough here with a yard to go. Sacred Heart gets the first down here.
A stop here would be insane if they're able to get the ball back once again. Though you have to imagine if they get the ball back after a punt, they would just knee it and go into the half. But, I mean, it's possible Sacred Heart goes for it as well.
Yeah.
I like the decision by Coach Cahill here. So now John Mikulski's back on the field. The original quarterback for the Pioneers on this big 3rd and 1. Chuck Webb, the back behind him. As they look to gain 1 yard here. Lehigh showing blitz. Handoff is to Webb, and Webb is brought down very close to the line to gain.
I think he might have gotten it. Yeah.
They haven't given it to him yet. They are now. It is a first down. And the clock is still running, 44 seconds to play. They don't seem to be very urgent. Mikulski. 30 seconds now. Drained 15 from that play. Motion, takes a snap. He's going to keep it himself this time. Runs up the middle for a gain of about 7. Found some space. Followed Chuck Webb as the leading blocker. And there's 8 seconds to play, and looks like that will take us into halftime after the couple runs. So a very productive half for the Mountain Hawks, currently leading 21-7. What would the main thing you'd focus on in halftime here be?
Fixing the mistakes still again, keeping the defense the way it is, and then just going for more points, not taking your foot off the gas, because you see a lot of times teams go up with a nice lead, 14 points, even more, and they get complacent and they let up and play down to their competition. So Lehigh has to keep playing Lehigh football, and they can't go down to their opponent's competition.
Absolutely, completely agree. You have to imagine he's emphasizing discipline here. You
Yes.
can't have any mistakes, can't do anything silly. Just play football and you should be able to secure this game. So we'll be back in a little bit following halftime. Current score, your Lehigh Mountain Hawks leading 21-7. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to South Bethlehem after the conclusion of halftime here for some Lehigh football. Current score is 21-7. Your Lehigh Mountain Hawks are winning, and they will be receiving the second half kickoff here. What are you looking forward to seeing in the second half here from the Mountain Hawks?
Discipline. That's been the big story for them. If they could be disciplined, they will for sure come out with the victory here. No doubt about that. If they just clean up the penalties, they are the more dominant football team. I think they've made that very clear. If you just take a look at the numbers, 13-6 on first downs in favor of Lehigh, 134 passing. I'm sorry, 145 rushing yards to only Sacred Heart's 40. So they're dominating over all the numbers, but those penalty numbers, they have to clean up.
Yeah, absolutely. In total offense, they've had 279 yards compared to Sacred Heart's just 80. So that's insanely different. 279 is the type of number that you see from a total game sometimes.
Yeah.
And here's the kickoff. Lehigh set to receive. This one is deep, just at the start of the end zone, and it will be fair caught. So we will have a touchback for Lehigh.
I almost forgot about that new rule where if you fair catch it behind the 20-yard line or 25-yard line, it goes to the 25 automatically.
Yeah.
So when I saw him fair catch around the 1-yard line, I was a little confused.
Yeah,
Like,
what
what's
the hell is
going
he
on?
doing? But it will be Lehigh football from their own 25-yard line. 1st and 10 here to start the third quarter. Sacred Heart's going to need to make some pretty major defensive adjustments if they want to look to stay in this game.
They're just outmatched on all cylinders.
Oh, completely. And now Hayden Johnson's in the backfield. Got it back to his left. That's Yoder. Yoder gets the snap and takes it way up the middle. Not touched by anyone until he's brought down after a gain of 8. Tons of space up the middle.
That might be the first time this game Yoder's been down the first time he was touched.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen him break tackles and just run through contact like a bull?
And if he broke that one, he might have been gone too.
Yeah, oh, for sure. There was nobody past those two defenders. Almost split the gap.
He had a lot of speed too. Now here we are back again. Yoder still to Johnson's left. Motion from the far side. Now Johnson's rolling to the close side. Looking downfield. Nothing there, and he will throw it away. He got hit as he threw. Had to get rid of it. There was nothing there. Now it will be 3rd and 2 for the Mountain Hawks as they look to continue this opening drive in the second half. Here's the snap. Hand off to Yoder, and Yoder slips. Unfortunate play. Looks like he had a little bit of space, but he slipped and went down. So now it will be 4th down. Lehigh will be forced to punt.
It's the first negative yardage by the rushing team for Lehigh.
So now Lehigh is just 2 for 5 on 3rd down conversions here. Seems to be the one of few weaknesses that they have going on in this game. So now here's pull back to punt. Pull's punt is up and high. Way on the right side of the field, and it will be fair caught at just the 19-yard line by Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart will take over after the 3 and out from Lehigh. It's like no breaks. We're going straight into it this time. Sacred Heart takes the field. Still John Snyder. They brought Mikulski back in just for the end of the half, but he's back on the sidelines after starting the game. Wonder what this is making is there.
See if he gave his offense a little wake-up call during that halftime break.
Snyder with the quick pass to the outside, and he is hit immediately as soon as he caught the ball.
And then that's another difference between these two offenses is whenever Lehigh completes a pass or even if it's just a run, they have space to move and they've got places to go. You just saw in that play there, defense just absolutely smothering the receiver, and he has nowhere to go after the completion. So if you could throw it, you'll get the 2-3 yard completion, but it's not going to help you when he can't gain an extra yard or so.
2nd and 6 here for the Pioneers. Snyder drops back. It's a quick out route down, and it is complete. Once again, swarmed immediately by 3 Lehigh defenders, and it will be a first down. So they'll continue moving the ball down the field. That was the tight end, Logan Lyson, with the catch. First down for Sacred Heart on their own 33-yard line.
Just 33 yards for Snyder, 13 for McAllister.
Snyder now hands it off, and he is brought down very quickly. Low tackle flying in, knocked him in the air. There's the back, Chuck Webb, with a gain of 2. Good tackle by Moore to get him down. He had some space if he didn't get that tackle in. Strong safety for Lehigh. A lot of seniors on this Lehigh defense. Very experienced unit.
Which is why they play so well together.
Snyder takes a snap, dropping back. Pressure right away, forced to run to the outside. Looks like he's trying to keep it for himself before he launches it downfield to an open receiver. Dives and just not able to haul it in.
Just out of the reach right there. That would have been some play made by Snyder. I didn't think that throw was. I thought that throw was going to be way too short. It had the
I thought
distance.
it was too. It was almost perfect. It was right in his hands. He probably could have caught it. Oh, looks like we got a defensive holding call in the secondary.
It's a tough break there for the Lehigh defense.
I was called on the linebacker Bryson Edwards. So now it will be first down for Sacred Heart at their own 45.
Just their 7th first down of the game. They haven't turned the ball over yet.
That's true. Well, they had the fumble.
Oh, yeah, well, offensively, they haven't turned the ball over.
Here's the drop back from Snyder. Snyder with a quick out route to the outside and a gain of about 10.
That was a good fight there through the contact.
Lowered the shoulder and ran forward.
They mark him just short there?
Looks like they did. Marked him just short. He probably went out of bounds. So it will be 2nd and 1. A short one. Snyder in the shotgun. Hands it off inside. There's nothing there. Lehigh swarms him up.
That's a great 2nd and short defense there by the Mountain Hawks.
Chuck Webb with the carry.
Chuck Webb once again carrying it. He's gotten the most of the load here for the Pioneers on the rushing.
They're going to substitute the quarterbacks too. Mikowski's back in. Wondering what they're going to do here, 3rd and short.
Yeah, big 3rd down here. 3rd and 1. Around the 50-yard line. Kolsky in the shotgun. Lehigh showing blitz. And it comes to rush up the middle, and there's some space this time. Helmet falls off. Oh, a lot of pushing after the play, and there comes a flag.
I can't have that.
That one's going to be on Lehigh. An unfortunate play followed by a costly penalty here. Refs are discussing it, but I have to imagine it goes against Lehigh.
Yeah, I don't think these are going to be offsetting.
Yeah, so it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It'll bring Lehigh back another 15 yards. So now Sacred Heart will get the ball here on the 22-yard line after the gain of about 8 plus the 15-yard penalty on top of it. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart at their own 22. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart at their own 22. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart at their own 22. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart at their own 22. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart at their own 22. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart at their own 22. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart at their own 22. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart at their own 22. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart at their own 22. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart at their own 22. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart at their own 22. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart at their own 22. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart at their own 22. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart at their own 22. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart at their own 22. 2nd and 10
Can't have that from the defense, especially when they've been the cornerstone for you guys so far this whole game. You cannot have these blunders with a
Mikulski's going to keep
14-point
it
lead.
himself this time, and there's nothing there. He's brought down very quickly. Wrapped up.
Well, this is really getting chippy. Still contact well after that whistle.
I'm surprised they didn't throw a flag out there on that one, especially on the quarterback. They always look to protect him.
And you see the quarterback substitutions again.
Yeah, I wonder what they see here in Snyder versus Mikulski. Seemed to look pretty effective, pretty similarly effective. Snyder alone in the backfield this time. 5 receivers out wide. Looking far side. Not much there. He gets wrapped up, and he is brought down just past the line of scrimmage as he runs forward. Didn't have a whole lot of time to throw there.
Lehigh has yet to record a sack despite all of their pressure.
Yeah, that's surprising. The D-line has been dominant so far.
The whole defense has been dominant. Again, no turnovers, no sacks. So it's very, very interesting to see that here, especially this late into the game.
Snyder dropping back, and this time he is hit, but he is now running out the outside and able to gain a few yards on the play before going down. It looks like he slipped a little bit on his way down.
Fell a little awkwardly there. It looked like that ball almost popped out too on the way down.
Yeah, it was dangerous there. Looks like a gain of 6 before going down, and it will be 4th down. So I believe the field goal unit will be coming out.
Be good to get some points.
Matt Kling on the field to kick. It's going to be a 32-yarder here. Kling's kick is up, and it is good. So Sacred Heart does get some points on the board here. Makes the score 10-21. We will move to immediate timeout. We'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back here to Goodman Stadium as Sacred Heart has just put up offensive points for the first time this game. Just a quick field goal there after their opening drive. Touchdown, and now it will be Lehigh football. Fair call in the end zone once again, so it will be a touchback. Just over 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. Will be Lehigh football. I always think it's funny that the whole Lehigh team goes out to the huddle just for like 2 seconds and they walk back on the sideline.
It's a good sign of team bonding right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Come together as one.
I also like the 3 guys wearing colored shirts who do the play calling on the sideline.
Yes.
So now we got Hayden Johnson in to take the snap. Dropping back, looking on the far side of the field. Has a bunch of time now, rolling out to the right. Still rolling, looking for what he can find, and there's nothing there as all the chains get dropped. Chain guys got scared. And there's a flag. Where is it? In the backfield. We'll be holding on the offensive line. That one's called on Same Ayache, the right tackle. Caught holding on the scramble out to the right. So now it will be 1st and 20.
I believe that's penalty number 8 for Lehigh.
That's costly, only a few minutes into the second half here.
You gotta wonder how many that is for the offense. I believe they did have maybe 1 or 2.
There was at least
defensively.
one defensive holding penalty. There might have been another one.
Unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike.
Yes.
So there's 2 on the defense. The rest have been mostly false starts.
2 on the defense in the last drive too.
Yeah.
Same drive.
Johnson dropping back. A lot of space this time. Looking downfield. He does throw. It looks like he's just throwing it away. Mason Humphrey was in the area. He ended up just blocking the defender to make sure he couldn't pick it off. Now it'll be 2nd and 20 from Lehigh's own 15-yard line right now. Rough start to the second half for the Mountain Hawks. Johnson with Yoder to his left. I believe that's Yoder. Takes a snap. Oh, he's hit as he throws. Yeah, the throw just ended up going straight into the ground, essentially. Hope Johnson's all right after taking that hit. It's now 3rd and 20. Just looking to gain some yards for a punt here, most likely. Might end up going deep for it. Johnson dropping back, looking deep, looking downfield, has a ton of space, trying to scramble around. He gets past the rushing defender, and now will take it himself up the sideline. Gain of about 12 yards before he falls out of bounds. And it will be 4th down. You have to imagine they're punting here, and yep, here comes the punt unit.
That's exactly what you didn't want to do, is give Sacred Heart momentum. Giving them field position now, too. Just everything going in the wrong direction for the Mountain Hawks here.
Yeah, exactly how Sacred Heart needs to start this half. Immediately puts points on the board. Gets a very quick defensive 3 and out. And now it's Sacred Heart football once again. Connor Poole back to punt. It's the punt from Poole. This one's pretty good. Fair catch signaled for, but the ball will hit the ground, and now it's rolling. That might have hit.
That had to hit
There's
somebody.
a chance that hit a Sacred Heart player.
You got to wonder if they're going to review it at all. Probably not.
The ball hit the ground. It might have been kicked by the Lehigh player. I feel like Lehigh would have been more excited for it if they.
I think they're going to say that it was kicked right around the 32-yard line, it looks like. That's where or 33. That's where they're going to mark it.
That's where they'll mark it. Unfortunate. Could have gained an extra couple yards there. So we will move to immediate timeout before this next drive, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. We are back here at Goodman Stadium here with Sacred Heart having the ball with 6 minutes and 55 seconds remaining. They did mark it down where the kick was. And there are 4 people in the backfield right now. Interesting formation here for Sacred Heart. It is handed off, and there's nothing there. Wrapped up immediately by Lehigh. That was Tyler Ojoski, the senior, with the tackle on Chuck Webb. Kolsky takes the snap, takes the handoff. Now looking back downfield, sends it deep, and it's over the receiver's head. Not a catchable ball there. Now it's 3rd down. Lehigh will make some substitutions. So now it's 3rd and 9 here. Very big 3rd down. Able to get a 3 and out here would be big to reverse the momentum that Sacred Heart seems to be gaining. Snyder drops back, and the ball is tipped, it looked like, as he threw it, and it will be incomplete. So now it will be 4th down. Sacred Heart will be forced to punt. Batoni back to punt. Only 1 receiver this time for the Mountain Hawks. Punt is up, and it is pretty good. And will go out of bounds. So it will be a Lehigh ball around the 15-yard line. Where's the ref going? That's not how you mark it.
Wow, you said it went out of bounds really closer than we thought.
What is he seeing? Interesting. I don't know how they got that spot. But it looks like we have a media timeout here with 6 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter, so we'll be back in a couple minutes. Welcome back to Lehigh Mountain Hawks football here from the Lehigh Student Broadcasting Club. It is currently Lehigh football after the punt that was spotted very interestingly. And it will be QB Matt Mahalik in the game for the Mountain Hawks. Matt Mahalik is usually the quarterback that they use when they're looking for QB keepers. So we'll see what they end up doing here. I don't see him throw it very often. And he will keep it right up the middle. Mahalik runs, bounces off one defender, and gains a couple yards in the fight as he before he's brought down. Gain of about 5 from Mahalik. And Mahalik will now be subbed back in, out for Johnson. Second and 4 after the 6-yard gain by Mahalik. Here's Hayden Johnson. Yoder to his right. Johnson takes the snap, hands it off to Yoder. Yoder looking to get to the left, able to find some space and breaks a tackle before going down. And he will get the first down on that run. Yoder's just such a impressive player to watch run.
He's been especially impressive this one. 76 yards on 7 carries,
Wow.
averaging just about 11 yards.
Add that on top of the yards Jaden Green has got in the run too. This Lehigh rushing offense has looked potent. Mahalik takes the snap, hands it off to Yoder again. Yoder fighting through contact once again, gains about 6 yards. Yoder's just not afraid of the contact at all. He runs right into the defenders and he runs right through them. Lehigh will continue subbing their quarterbacks as Johnson comes back on the field. They've ran 4 plays, switching quarterbacks between each one. Johnson, ready to take the snap. It's a handoff to Yoder once again. Yoder, not much there this time. Gains about a yard before being wrapped up, and we'll move to third down. Yoder will be subbed out in favor of Jaden Green. Big third down right before the midfield here. Well outside of field goal range. Lehigh has not been good on third down so far this game.
Could really use one here on this play.
Takes a snap, and it's going to be a keeper this time. Johnson takes it up, and there is a flag thrown in the backfield. You have to imagine that's going to be a holding.
Johnson got hit pretty hard.
He did. He got the first down without the holding, but holding is called, and we'll bring him back 10 more yards and repeat the third down. It's once again just these penalties that are killing every Lehigh drive. They're lucky to be leading this much just because of how poorly Sacred Heart has really been playing. But if they're playing against a serious team, they should not be winning this game with all these mistakes. Especially with this poor start to the second half. As here we have 3 minutes left to play in the third quarter. 3rd and 13. Hayden Johnson in the backfield. 3 receivers on the close side. He hands it off to Green. Green runs up the middle with a lot of space. Green's able to get the first down. What a run by Green.
That was a flashback to what we've seen in the first half. That's the first half Lehigh football that we saw today. And if that's what they need to bring back. They need to carry this momentum down with the running game. They need to get downfield with these short bursts and put some more points on the board because the momentum that Sacred Heart has gained, it's not looking great for Lehigh.
Yeah, Jaden Green's just such an explosive runner. As soon as he gets the ball, he immediately is up to pretty close to his top speed, and he just bursted straight through that line. He was able to gain about 16 yards for the first down. And now exactly at the halfway point is Lehigh. Johnson takes the snap, hands it off to Green again. Green bounces to the outside, finds some space, stiff arms a man, and fights down through 3 tacklers for the first down. What a run by Green again.
He's starting to break out of his shell, playing the way he did last week, having that impact.
He needs a breather now, so we'll put Yoder back on the field.
He's got 63 yards on 9 carries.
Very efficient running from both Lehigh backs.
Both Lehigh backs with the touchdowns.
Even Johnson, too.
Yeah. 3 touchdowns on the ground for Lehigh.
Johnson takes the snap, Hands this one off to Yoder. Yoder looks to have to run up the middle. He also finds a bunch of space, runs through the tacklers, and he's still going. He's got a man on his back, and he ran all the way down, gained an extra 5 yards. What a run.
I think 5 might be an understatement. That he might have just gotten an extra 8 or 10 yards on that one.
Yeah, what a run by Yoder. So physical and able to get down to the 12-yard line for the first down. And all of a sudden, Lehigh just starts moving the ball after the slow start to the drive.
Waiting to get the exact distance on that run by Yoder.
Aaron Crossley, the back this time. Third stringer. He gives it to him, too. Up the middle, and he hits a man, and he will burst forward into the end zone. Oh, looks like they're going to spot him right before it.
I don't know about that.
That looked pretty good to me.
I thought he reached over.
He had that second effort. Give it to him.
That run by Yoder before was 25 yards.
So they might have not gotten the end zone, but they will get a first down. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Crossley still on the field. So is Mahalik. The specialist back. Are they going to review it? It's under further review, so they will take a look at it. I think he got in there.
I think he got it too. All depends on where his knee was. He definitely reached over and got it.
Oh, definitely. Very physical run once again, just pushing defenders on his back the entire time. It's really just been so impressive play for all these running backs for Lehigh. They're not afraid of contact, not afraid to get down the field. Really just doing what needs to be done. Only 20 seconds remain in the third quarter. Lehigh putting up another touchdown here will be pretty good at putting the game away. Starting to get out of reach for Sacred Heart. As we await the decision from the referee. So how many rushing yards are we at right now total?
$248 as a team.
Wow.
Sacred Heart only at 59.
You probably had about 59 passing yards for us too. We haven't had much passing offense going at all.
We have 131
Wow, okay.
receiving yards.
So both sides of the offense have been pretty effective thus far.
Yep.
Lehigh's able to just move the ball in a way Sacred Heart cannot seem to do at all.
And that's been the result of, again, creating space so that they have places to go after they make those receptions.
And you have to also praise the offensive line too.
Yes. They've given Johnson a lot of time to move around the pocket.
Not even just that. Even with the as we get the call from the it is upheld. It did not get in, unfortunately. So it will be 1st and goal. But what I was saying with the line is a lot of the running back. The line should get credit for that too, because they're getting so much space for these backs to run, and the contact is often first happening 5 yards downfield, and that's when they're breaking the tackles and adding these extra yards on. So those first 5-10 yards are a lot on the line. We got Mahalik on the field still with Crossley, the 3rd string running back. Mahalik in the shotgun. Looking to see him possibly take it himself here. He will hand it to Crossley, who is not able to find much, but then he breaks the tackle and keeps running to the outside. Still a loss of about a yard. But way to extend the play by Crossley. Thought he was going down right away there. So we'll be 2nd down, 2nd and goal from the 2. So the 3rd quarter has ended, and we will be back in a couple minutes to bring you the 4th quarter. Welcome back here for the fourth quarter of Lehigh versus Sacred Heart. Your Lehigh Mountain Hawks are currently leading 21-10. They have the football and they are knocking on the door to add another touchdown. Just looking at the numbers, it's been so impressive from Lehigh. Yoder has 112 yards on the day, just 11 carries. And it looks like Yoder is on the field right now. Matt Mahalik will keep it himself, run up the middle, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. Gain of about 2. Mahalik just had to run up the middle and force his way in. Now Clutch is running around with the flag. Who doesn't love Clutch? Got a player down on the field, it looks like. So just 5 seconds into the fourth quarter here, Lehigh adds another touchdown to make the score 27-10, pending this extra point after the injured player is taken care of.
Cool little stat here. Lehigh had arguably their worst quarter of the night. I mean, worst quarter of the game in the third, but they still had 102 rushing yards,
Wow.
which was more than any other quarter in this contest.
Yeah, Lehigh's time of possession, 26 minutes compared to Sacred Heart, just 18. One interesting thing is Lehigh is still 3 for 7 on third down, so they have not been effective on their third down plays. Both teams still yet to record a sack as well. Now Nick Garrido's on the field to make the kick. Kick is up, and it is good. Straight through the uprights. Garrido's 4 for 4 on the extra points. And now your Lehigh Mountain Hawks currently lead the Sacred Heart Pioneers 28-10. We will move to immediate timeout and be back in a couple minutes. We are set here to resume play at Goodman Stadium. 14 minutes and 55 seconds in the fourth quarter. Lehigh Mountain Hawks currently leading 21-10.
That touchdown pretty much sealed the deal here. Maybe if they would have settled for a field goal, Sacred Heart would have had a chance to get 2 quick touchdowns, but It's gonna be hard down 18, but not impossible. We've seen some,
It's been done before.
especially at the college level.
The kick from Poole. This one's a little deeper. He muffed the kick too. Ooh, rough return. Was pretty well defended that time too. So Sacred Heart doesn't have great field position here, starting at their own 21. No one in the backfield. Snyder drops back, looks to his right, gets a quick pass off. Well defended by Lehigh receivers as the helmet comes off for the receiver. Gain of about 3. So it'll be 2nd and 6 for the Pioneers. John Snyder on the field. John Snyder has been way better in the air than McCullough is. Snyder drops back, looks to his right, not much there, and he's wrapped up this time, and he will go down. First sack of the game for the Mountain Hawks. That was a nose tackle, TJ Burke, the 6'2 senior for the Mountain Hawks. First time to reach the quarterback.
Been waiting for that one all game, haven't we?
Oh, absolutely. They've gotten so much pressure, but they haven't been able to wrap up these elusive quarterbacks, and now they finally are able to. So it'll be 3rd and 9. Snyder takes the snap, looks to his right again, gets the throw off, and it is complete as the defender slipped. And he will be brought down just past the line to gain. First down for Sacred Heart. Snyder dropping back, looking right again. Quick screen pass this time. Drops it down, and there's a good amount of gain, but also a great tackle made. That was Curtis Whiting with the reception. Just over 13 minutes to play in the 4th. Snyder has Whiting to his left. 2 receivers on the close side, moving right to left. Lehigh shows blitz, and it is a jet sweep right into the blitz, but he gets around the defenders. Nice couple moves there by the receiver on the sweep. That was Kevin McGuire. And it will be 3rd and 2.
Stop here almost guarantees Lehigh the win. They could just run the clock out as much as possible, take their time.
Especially with this rushing offense, you know
Yeah.
that they're going to be able to get these first downs. So it's a big 3rd down play. Snyder in the backfield, motion to the far side. Snyder takes the snap, looking back, looking to the right, able to get a quick screen pass off, and it is complete. Just a quick slant on the inside with the 2 receivers creating space on the outside. And it will be a first down for the Pioneers. 12 minutes to play.
It's interesting the rotation that Sacred Heart has done with their quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's almost like every other play they're sending out the other guy.
I'm wondering what the logic is behind it, as Mikulski will hand it off this time. And he is wrapped up pretty quickly. That was Chris Whiting once again. There's a lot of graduate students on the Sacred Heart offense. Their whole line is graduate students. Interesting backfield formation. Looks like some confusion with Sacred Heart. What's this whistle for?
Getting a timeout.
Sacred Heart was a little confused. They'll be forced to call a timeout. It looks like it'll just be a 30-second one. Can't cancel that. The ref decided it's a media timeout. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. We are back here at Goodman Stadium with 11 minutes and 33 seconds in this game. It is currently Sacred Heart with the football. 2nd down and 9 at their own 44-yard line.
They got to move quick here and get something fast because down 18. Lehigh, obviously, is just going to use that running game to get every second off the clock. So if you want a chance at making a comeback here, you got to get a touchdown in the next 2 or 3 plays.
It's going to be a keeper here by Mikulski this time. Able to gain about 5 yards before going down, but its clock keeps running. It's definitely not what you want if you're Sacred Heart. So now will be 3rd and 5. Imagine if they don't get this 3rd down conversion, it's going to be really rough. Obviously, they're going for it on 4th down because they need touchdowns regardless. But still a big 3rd down for the Mountain Hawks to defend here. John Snyder in the backfield. Snyder takes the snap. Gets a quick pass out to the outside, and it is good for a 1st down. The Lehigh defenders always seem to be right there right after the pass is caught to make the tackle, but they're still giving up the completions. There's not a whole lot you can do about a lot of these, though.
No, they should have stopped him before he got past the 1st down marker, though.
Mm-hmm.
He broke through 2 tackles there.
Snyder dropping back again. He's going deep this time for the end zone, and it was caught, but I believe out of bounds. Well out of bounds there this time. Sacred Heart sideline was looking for a flag, but they're not going to get one there.
I think that ball was going out of bounds anyway.
Yeah. No reason to throw a flag. So now we got 10 minutes and 24 seconds. Sacred Heart 2nd and 10 on the Lehigh 42-yard line. Snyder takes the snap, fakes a handoff to the inside, a quick pass to the outside. That one's a little shaky. Pass was intended for Hanji. And now it will be 3rd down, 3rd and 10 after the 2 incompletions. Three receivers on the far side. Snyder takes the snap. This time it will be a handoff, and it will not get to the line. So it will be 4th down after gaining just about 4 yards. That was Chuck Webb on the carry. It's now 4th down and 6. This could ultimately be the final dagger if they don't get this. And now Snyder drops back. Lehigh brings some pressure, and he's going for it all, and there is nothing there. No receiver even in the area. So it will be a turnover on downs. Lehigh will take over.
And that's, as you could imagine, going to be all she wrote. You don't want to call it off yet, but
Barring an absolute disaster by Lehigh,
yeah.
they would need to fumble basically on this play. With 9 minutes and 41 seconds, there's not much Sacred Heart can do. Turning over the ball to Lehigh here. So now Lehigh takes over at the 38-yard line, their own. Hayden Johnson in the backfield. He takes the snap and he'll give it to Yoder. Yoder looking to run to the right, find some space and moving downfield. And he's still trucking as he does. And he does get down before going out of bounds, so the clock will continue to run. Good run by Yoder, gain of about 15. Yet another Lehigh 1st down. As the Lehigh rushing offense continues to dominate Sacred Heart, there's nothing they can really do to stop them. They're just getting outmatched. Johnson takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself this time. It's actually Mahalik who runs to the outside and will get out of bounds.
Just got to stay in bounds there.
That's a bad run by Mahalik.
Jake, looking forward to next week. Lehigh takes on Duquesne. Duquesne right now taking on Lincoln. 55-14 they are up.
Ooh, wow.
In the fourth quarter actually just beginning, so they have
quite the blowout.
Yeah.
So Duquesne might be a team to fear for next week.
They are 0-1 right now, but see who they're coming off of a
Yeah, who'd they lose to last week? As Johnson's in the shotgun ready to take a snap.
They're coming off a loss against Pitt. They lost
That's understandable.
61-9. So
he hands off to Green. Green unable to find anything there. Looks like lose a yard. Sacred Heart defenders really excited about that one.
Blowout win and a blowout loss for Duquesne.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand losing to Pitt for Duquesne. Yeah. So it's really hard to get a read on that team.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, I mean,
you got to go into the game same mindset every time.
It's a game we're expected to win probably, but one you have to take seriously.
Yeah.
Johnson takes a snap. He's dropping back this time. Gets a quick pass out to the outside. That was Jeffrey Jamiel with the reception. So now it will be 4th down for the Mountain Hawks. Didn't drain as much clock as they had hoped to. 7 minutes and 25 seconds to play, and they'll be forced to punt.
They were moving pretty quick for a team that's up by 16.
They were.
18.
Wonder what the plan was there. Maybe they were just trying some things. Even if they give the ball back, you're still pretty confident you're winning this game. Poole's going to wait to punt before he gets it up. Fair catch signaled for and caught at the 10-yard line. So that'll be Sacred Heart football now with 7 minutes to play. We will run to immediate timeout and be back in a couple minutes. We are back here in South Bethlehem where Sacred Heart will take over with 7 minutes remaining. They will take over, look to add some points on the board, probably just run their offense a few times. Have to imagine they're not expecting to get back into this one. John Snyder dropping back. He's scrambling out to the outside now, looking to run it himself. He will take it up and before being brought down after gaining about 5 or 6 yards.
Nice chase down tackle there, right there.
Clock continues to run down. Snyder takes the snap, hands it off this time up the inside. Wrapped up pretty quickly, nothing there. And now it'll be 3rd and 4. Clock just going under 6 minutes here by the time this play starts. Snyder takes the snap. Quick out route to the close side of the field, and it will be complete. And it looks like they are going to give him a first down. So it'll be 1st and 10. Clock's still running. I will say it's a lot more exciting around campus when you have a good football team.
Yes, it is.
People are actually talking about him in a positive way rather than just, haha, you went to the football game. Now John Snyder will drop back once again. Steps up and goes deep. He's going for it all this time. And it is just out of reach.
I got to tell you, some of these deep balls by Sacred Heart have been really, really close and just inches away.
Snyder's right there. He's right on him. Even if you're the coach of this, you have to be looking at these passes. You're not upset at the quarterback. You're not upset at the receiver. It's right there. They're also been well defended, too, most of the time. 2nd and 10 for the Pioneers.
Sacred Heart hasn't played really a terrible game. They're just outmatched on both sides of the ball.
One of the Sacred Heart fans just yelled, "Throw it again."
Why not? I mean,
But they will be a quick out route instead. And that will be a gain of about 7. Moving to 3rd down here. Third down with under 5 minutes to play. Snyder dropping back. And he's swarmed up this time, and he will be, a flag is thrown, but he is sacked.
this one's in the backfield. You got to imagine probably a holding against the offense.
Have to imagine it's holding. Brought down by Preston Davis, the big man on the inside. Here's the call from the ref. Chop block. Don't see that very often. Penalty will understandably be declined, and it will now be 4th and 9. It looks like the punt team is out for Sacred Heart, so the white flags are coming out.
This one's gonna, it's gonna be it.
The rest of this game is just a formality. Here's the punt. It's a pretty good one. Punter's been pretty good today for Sacred Heart. And Lehigh will take over at their own 35-yard line with 4 minutes and 14 seconds to play. Looks like we'll get to move right into it. No media timeout this time.
Take it.
So 4 touchdowns today for the Mountain Hawks, all 4 by rushing touchdowns by different players. So really just an all-around team game. Receivers were the only ones who didn't get in on a ton of the fun today.
They did say that it was going to be a rushing day for the Mountain Hawks.
It's going to be a rushing season for the Mountain Hawks,
yeah.
too.
It's a very powerful back duo of backs that they have.
Absolutely. Mixing in Mahalik, too, with the QB keepers. And they'll give a jet sweep to Jaden Green this time, who finds some space again before he gets drilled.
Ooh.
He took a big hit there.
Showboating.
Damon Jacobs.
Yeah, that was Damon Jacobs, the safety, with the hit.
Called his name before today.
Second and 6. Clock still running, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Johnson. Ready to take the snap. Hands it off this time to Crossley. Crossley able to run with multiple guys on his back. He just keeps trucking down, and it will be a first down for the Mountain Hawks. Another physical run by Crossley. He's looked good. As we go right under 3 minutes to play. Lehigh is now going to be moving to 2-0 for the first time since 2013 when they went 4-0 to start the season, which is really honestly impressive when we won the Patriot League 3 times in that span, never starting 2-0. Another handoff to Crossley. Not a whole lot there this time as he's wrapped up by a couple different defenders. Looks like this one will bring us to the 2-minute warning. No more plays will be ran before it unless they're feeling... They're looking up like they're lining up for one.
So I'm looking at some of these stats about the last time a Lehigh team did something. They have 9 penalties this game. The last time they committed 10 penalties, 2 years ago. Against Bucknell, where they committed 10 exactly.
So we got a timeout here for the 2-minute warning. Should be the last one of the game. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back here to Goodman Stadium for the last time here as Lehigh looks to ice out this game. Current score is 28-10. Your Lehigh Mountain Hawks are winning with just 2 minutes left to play. Have to imagine they're pretty close to just kneeing it out here. A first down is all you need. 2nd and 8. Just closing the game out. Anything interesting you're noticing on the stat sheet?
Trying to get my information here.
Johnson takes the snap. It's going to be a QB keeper this time as he takes a lot of contact. That's not what you want to see your quarterback doing right there. Diving forward. He's going to head to the sideline. That was Mahalik, excuse me. So now we got Hayden Johnson back on the field. 3rd and 1. Just push forward a first down here and then knee out the game. Sacred Hearts fans still hanging out. Lehigh fans still in attendance. As Lehigh looks to ice this game and remain undefeated on the year. One of just 2 Patriot League teams to still be undefeated. As Crossley runs forward into nothing. Big stop. Lost about a yard there. I'm going to check the score of the Georgetown game. See if they're still undefeated. Oh, it's currently the end of the... Actually, just the start of the 3rd quarter. They must have started the game late. 10-9.
Wow.
They must have started at a different time. Probably a 2 o'clock start for them. So Georgetown's close. Lehigh might be the only Patriot League undefeated team after this game. Certainly the only 2-0 one for now. As we have 23 seconds on this 4th down. Lehigh has to snap the ball one more time. And they will get the snap off. It's a handoff to number 4, and he will dive ahead for the first down. That is Connor Hilling, the 4th string running back who ices the game for the Mountain Hawks. And that will be all today. Lehigh wins 28-10 over Sacred Heart.
Very impressive game here by the Mountain Hawks. A lot of things went right for them today, but also a lot of mistakes. They got to clean that up before they start their Patriot League play.
I will say the defense was fantastic.
The defense was fantastic. They did have a little slip up later in the game, but they still...
Even their slip up was just giving up a field goal.
Yeah.
So that is... You have to love that out of your defense. Your offense played well, but you still want more.
Yeah. The penalties have to be cleaned up. Only 1 turnover today, which was a good sign,
Yep.
but still, you don't want any turnovers. They were fortunate enough that it went back their way.
Mhm.
But yeah, overall, just a great game by the Mountain Hawks, and they look to keep the momentum forward next week against Duquesne.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us here today. Our next broadcast will be next Friday. I believe we have the women's soccer game. I believe it's women's field hockey. We're doing a doubleheader that day of women's field hockey. So we'll be back here on the same YouTube channel, Lehigh Student Sports Broadcasting Club. So thanks for joining us today. My name was Jake Welch.
I'm Eric Rodriguez.
And we will see you guys next time. Thank you.